Hello, crafty friend, it's Tranae, and I am dropping in to share a tag flip, and it shakes. It shakes, yeah. And I'm making this for one of my crafty friends that I met over in a Facebook group. And on here, throughout this album, I have papers, ephemera, tags, all types of stickers, and pretty much anything you can think of from the Snow and Cocoa collection that is created by, I want to say, Crate Paper. Let's look and see. Yep, Crate Paper. So this is my third pack of that paper. It came out like 2 years ago, but it is the most beautiful paper. And not only is it good for like Christmas, but it's also good for winter as well, because they just have like some wintry scenes that are just too cute. So first up, let's zoom in a scotch. I have a little pickup truck carrying a tree with a tag that says "A December to Remember." This pickup truck came as a add-on for a magazine. Like, they gave stamps, dies, and embossing folder. So really cool. Actually, I bought the magazine just because I wanted those. I wanted this little pickup truck. I thought it was too cute, and I went over and added like shading with some gray Copics, and then I added a little bit of highlight on it with a gel pen, and I colored in the tires and all that stuff. So I'm really digging it. And I really like the way that page came out. All the back sides are black and white. And this is just a little tag. I am thinking about moving this because it's like the same pattern back to back. When I was putting it together, I didn't think about what was on the back of it. I just really like this, so I added a little flag and used some tiny staplers from Tim Holtz with this little tiny stapler thing. I refuse to call that a attacher because it's a stapler. I'm putting my foot down. That ain't no attacher. We calling it a stapler. It's been a stapler for decades. We gonna keep calling that a stapler, Tim. Just kidding. But I believe the official name for this is a tiny attacher, but it's a stapler. But I love that thing. Like, no shade to Tim, but it is a pretty cool design, so I love it. Okay, on the next page, I have a little tag with some Christmas tree stickers, and I created like a little banner, and I didn't want it to be straight. I wanted it to kind of be like asymmetrical, so I started up here and went low, and I just popped these up on some foam tape and, you know, put them on there. It's really easy. I kept the designs pretty easy for this, and on the back of here it's like a black and white grid type thing. This little mini tag was just straight out of the ephemera pack, and I put a little clothespin on it just to give it some something. And on this tag, which between this one and the shaker, they are probably my two favorites. I don't know which one I like the best, but I put a mini envelope on here with some paper with a little snowflake with this stamp. It's an ephemera stamp. It has a little polar bear and has airmail. Put a snowflake behind it. And then we have this little pocket, and I put a tag on here, and it's just a plain tag. Then I put this like little ephemera snow mountain to they pass. I thought that if whoever get this, if they wanted to turn it into like a little photo album, they can put pictures on these and do some journaling, put a picture on the back of this, you know, and make it something that they can reuse. Okay, now how did I have that in there? There we go. And then I put like some of that little eyelash trim on here. This was like a teeny tiny piece that I had in my stash. Like, I literally throw nothing away. So I added it on there to give it some thrills. And on the back is this like, it's like a scripty word, like graffiti type thing, which I think is really cool. I really love that one. And then I took a little tool bowl, stuck it on here, well, tied it on there, because I thought that'll look pretty cool and give it some buck it up. I'm bunking and bucking it. Bunk and buck. We're gonna get it bunk and buck, whatever that means. With that tool bowl. And next I have this little tag, which, you know what, this is one of my favorites too, I can't lie. I love like having the gigantic snowflakes with the tiny little bird houses and the little birds back there. And it's like snowing for real because the birds are like, man, you see how big those snowflakes are? And we so teeny tiny. And I put the little things So Glad to Be Together. This, honestly, these two birds remind me of me and my husband, because when it snows, Chris is like the first person out the door, like, and we live in Georgia, like metro Atlanta, Georgia, so you don't really get too much snow. It can be a flurry and that dude is excited and outside talking about snowmans, and I'm sitting there looking like this little bird right here, like, let's look at that bird, looking at him like, dude, for real. That's so this little part just really reminded me of like when it snows here, how like excited and I'd be outside with him like, for real, dude, like this is what we doing. But I thought that was so cute, I had to include it. And then I have like the little houses. These were just cut directly from the paper and I glued them on there. And on the back of this one, this back has a little bit of scotch of color because they gave the reindeer a little bit of blush. And this is the last tag, and he's one of my favorite too. So it's like a snow day, and then coats, boots, mittens, scarves, hat, check, 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 check. And I just layered some paper up. I did put a little bit of lace ribbon on the bottom of here, which I think is really cool, just to give it like some little something. And this can also be like a snowbank or something like that. And on the back of hair, the back of hair, we have that grid paper again, and I looped it on a what do you call these? I don't even know what you call these, honestly, but this is what I looped it on, and I want that to be in the back like that. So I looped it on a black one because I was going in between, do I want silver, do I want black? But since I have so much black and white on here, I thought the black would be a nice contrast to tie everything together. And that is the project. Now, if you keep watching this video, I will show you the process of how all of these tags came together. So let's get started.